Bruce from the Joinery Business Podcast, broadcasting again today from the Biesse Materials Days event in Sydney in Wetherill Park. And I'm joined today by two really awesome people, WIlliam and Kelsey from CAD+T.
Correct.
So we're going to have a chat about your business and what it's all about. Maybe what we'll do is we'll start out with you, WIlliam.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah.
I really want to understand the name. We're just dying to know where the name came from, but yeah, tell us about things.
So first of all, I'm gonna introduce myself. So I'm William, responsible, for CAD+T Australasia.
Yep.
So obviously, the name is coming from, CAD. So we are a CAD-based software provider. So just, to give you a bit of context, so the company is headquartered in Austria, and we provide, since the last 30 years, CAD/CAM solution for the joinery industry, cabinet making industry, shop fitting industry. But we have also, different modules, to provide to a broader range of customers. Because we supply as well, for instance, Autodesk products for architects, builders, engineers.
Oh, just drawing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, we're not positioning, the company just, only a software provider.
Yeah.
We provide really with a full solution from end-to-end workflow, from visualization, rendering module, estimation tool, CAD/CAM solution that includes nesting, but also CAM module.
Nice.
And we also provide with ERP system.
Wow.
We really want, to be able to help our customer from the end-to-end workflow, and not just only position the business just basically as a simple software provider.
And so the +T, what does the +T stand for?
So we had a lot of discussions, internally about it. I think it's more the fact that, when we talk about, engineering, joinery, detailing, shop drawings, we talk a lot about technical, drawing. And I think this T, stand for technical. But again, it's debatable, Yeah.
It's kind of good, right? Because we're having a conversation about, and whenever you make a name, what you really want is to have people talking about you. So if there's nothing behind it, that's fine. It still generated some interest and curiosity, so well done.
So that's interesting as well, because, the name, different, customer, pronounce and, name the company logo and brand differently.
Yeah.
Some people, they say CAD+T, some people, they say CAD+T.
Yeah. Just forget about the plus altogether.
Some people, they say CAD+T.
CAD+T.
That's
a common one.
I think, for us, just to align, the brand and the logo, we say CAD+T.
Kelsey, tell us about your position in the business.
So I am the regional project manager for Australasia, and I focus mainly on the technical side of the business. Right. So all of the support, the project implementation, working with customers to understand their workflows, their roadblocks, and how we can provide solutions and processes and software to overcome those roadblocks and to streamline their production and their entire workflow.
So tell us, this is probably going to be a bit of a hard question, but who would be your ideal client? Like if you could pick the client that is the best one, there might be a couple of them, but who would that be?
So just to make it a bit more general, so obviously our main targets, our core product, are more for cabinet makers, joiners. But I think historically, we work more with shop fitters.
Okay.
Because obviously, any kitchen manufacturers or designer can use the product, but we really help, people that really want to do bespoke design. Yeah. So custom made, design, in the woodworking industry. Yeah. This is our main customer, because obviously our software, our core product is based on AutoCAD. Which is one of the most used CAD platform, in the world, and we use this kind of, platform because it gives a lot of power and flexibility to this guy that needs to do a lot of custom-made things.
And with different materials as well. So we have in our product different parts that you can put in there. That when I explain their uses and how you use them, I say, this is how you would actually modify the material in reality, and this is the model of it. So all the operations you can do in the software are kind of based off what you can do in reality.
So what's going through my mind is, in this day and age, we're sitting here in 2026, not 2000 where CAD software was still happening, but it wasn't nearly as commonplace as it is now. How often do you find a cabinet shop that doesn't have CAD software? Like what's the typical journey, I guess, with someone getting on board with you? Are they going from something they've already had and it isn't quite suiting their needs into your software? Like what's the journey?
It can be both. It can be wanting a lot more flexibility,
Right.
to have like the full AutoCAD behind the joinery software.
Yeah.
So particularly if you're doing shop fitting or working with other industries, you have the ability to have everything in AutoCAD plus all the joinery items.
Yeah.
Or it can be customers that are coming from like a 2D workflow with Excel,
Yeah.
and then they're wanting to completely streamline that process.
So usually a smaller shop taking a step into more
Sometimes
technology.
smaller,
Exactly,
but
yeah.
sometimes also a larger shop that is still has like these processes that have been working, but now they're just starting to fall a little bit behind their competition, and that's when they need
Yeah.
the more automated processes.
It's so true, isn't it? I mean, you guys probably like us at the Joinery Coach. We talk to so many new businesses every year, and it always amazes me. We sometimes will meet someone that's like a 10 or $20 million business, and you just naturally expect behind the scenes they're doing all these things, in an advanced way. But sometimes, like you say, you find that they're still using Excel spreadsheets, and
Exactly, yes.
they've just grown the small thing that wasn't working into a bigger thing that really isn't working.
And I found that it depends a lot on the operators
Yeah.
or the end users. If let's say like they're not open to use any new software
Yeah.
or any tools that will help them on their daily work. I mean, like they're just gonna keep on using their Excel spreadsheet or whatever, or just a paper, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about education, right? It's all
Yeah.
about making them aware that on the market, there's something that can help them out. And so that's why we need to be here, for instance, in this kind of event, to let them know that okay, there is this kind of solution in the market. We can help you. And also, we really position, CAD+T and the whole business not only as a software provider again,
Yeah.
but as a company that wants to partner with you. We want to make sure that you're gonna fully utilize the software. And again, a software can be worth nothing if you don't have the service, the local support behind this.
Yeah.
So for me, I all the time say to our customer, training, services, making sure that you fully utilize the software is more valuable than the software itself.
What would you say your competitive advantage is?
So from a technical point of view, I would say it's our flexibility in the software
Yep.
and the configurability of the software, and that we are the software vendor, so we're not a reseller. So we have many
Right.
customers
There's no middleman. You're it.
we are it.
That's
we
cool.
develop the
So
solution.
Yeah.
I have access directly to the developers of the software and to the whole development team. So we work oftentimes, customers come and they have a specific request that they want in the
Yeah.
software, a specific feature, and then we can actually implement that for them.
That's really
because
cool.
We have full
There's a lot
access
of
to
lot of
everything.
systems out there are a little bit inflexible. You can't
Yeah.
sort of really do what you want if you have something really custom in mind.
And one of the big advantage that we have, every company has their strength, right?
Yeah.
And some software can be better than others on different projects, on different situation, right? But one thing I think that can be useful for the industry and for our customers is the fact that we don't really have any competition in the sense that we can provide pretty much everything. So we have also web-based application.
Yeah.
So online store. So we have a team that can build online store.
Yep.
So online ordering platform.
Right.
From quoting to production. We have a fully back-end system that can host your data, all the materials,
Right.
all your quotes, your project. That's something as well that we can do for the customer.
Will that extend into a flat packing product? They could offer
Yes.
flat packing
Exactly.
and order it through your system.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yes.
So we have some big names as well that are interested or are using already the software.
Yep.
So when you look at what we can provide to the industry, there's not much competition in that
Right.
sense.
Right. Do you find, you might find some businesses that are just kitchens, stock standard. Maybe they're working with builders that do high rises. 16 kitchens all the same that would use a particular CAD program, but then they might want to build furniture. something really wacky and different.
Yeah.
Would you find that that might be where your software fits in?
This is
'Cause it's
exactly,
okay to,
Exactly, yeah.
So we have, for instance, just to give you a bit of story, we have a customer, like initially they started, like with simple things, like just standard flat pack or just, standard kitchen. They're using one specific software because it does work and, like it's quick, they do volume work.
Yep.
But for all the curve stuff, all the, like really bespoke kitchen or really
Yep.
high-end kitchen,
yeah,
they're using our software because it's too complicated with their, software that they use, on normal basis,
yeah. That's we certainly have clients that do different things, and in this day and age, having your business rely on just one revenue source, kitchens, often is hitching your wagon to builders.
Yep.
And we know what that is all about, right? It's like this roller coaster up and down, stop start, jobs aren't ready.
Yep.
Maybe the builder goes broke. I mean, that's just the way things are, right? So businesses that we work with certainly are guided to have different revenue sources. And sometimes that's furniture, sometimes that's flat pack. Custom home office fit outs are really hot right now. So sometimes they limit out on their CAD software because it doesn't quite draw like they want.
Yep.
So then they're going back to manual methods in the factory, which of course isn't efficient. So
Yeah.
the profit doesn't happen.
So that's why, when you really look at the full vision of your business and on the long-term run, I think it's really important to find a solution where you can grow with this.
Yes.
So for instance, with our software, you can do something really complex, but you can do something really simple.
Yeah.
You can do really basic kitchen. And down the track, if let's say you want to get into furniture or really high-end or shop fitting, whatever, so you can do it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You are not just locked to one specific, project or area of expertise. You can really grow with this.
If you can draw it,
If you can
build
draw it, if you can, or if you can import it into AutoCAD, or we have the professional version of Inventor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can import it into either of those, you can add, at the very least, CAD+T metadata, which then links to all of your.
So it goes 3D and then parametrics.
It's 3D, it's the parametrics,
Yeah.
it's all of your exports to your ordering system, your cut list, any machining. You can put all of that at the very least.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How is your program going to be influenced by AI into the future? What's the AI
Yeah.
integration look like, or how is it going to support what you're doing?
So I think we all know that nowadays AI is a big trend. Everybody is talking AI. We don't really know what's going on, and everybody think about AI. ChatGPT, Claude. All the new platform. Kind of booming, right? So obviously one of the big advantage is the fact that we're building the solution on top of the most used CAD platform in the world, which is AutoCAD, which is under the Autodesk product portfolio.
Yeah.
Autodesk, they're pushing a lot for AI now,
Yeah.
right? That's one of the advantage, but we have already some tools that we use with AI for rendering.
Yeah.
And also because we have our web-based application, we can easily hook up some AI agent on top of it.
So you're right connected to AI.
So we already have through the web-based solution, like AI rendering.
Yep.
That's the first step, and then we have some other ideas that are coming through. But we're very flexible, I think, in the solution because we can control everything, and all of our different products, whether it's AutoCAD, Inventor, or the web-based solution, interact with each other.
Yeah.
And then we can plug in AI where we need to.
We're certainly seeing a lot of older platforms right now, just software in general, that are really having a bit of an issue, right? Because they weren't ever built, the architecture, the software wasn't built with AI in mind, and they haven't changed over the years, so we see some of these software companies kind of struggling to get up with how is AI gonna help them.
But AI is good, but again, people that just think that they're gonna press a button and AI will do everything.
Yeah, or just speak into a microphone and it'll do it.
That's it, but
Great idea.
you still need to check, you still need to know what you're doing, you still need to have a bit of quality control check, right?
Yeah.
So you will never replace 100% a drafter or operator just with AI.
Yeah.
It's still important to have a kind of human touch behind this, because at the end of the day you don't want just to rely on AI, right?
Yeah.
So AI for me is a tool to help you.
Well, I think it's happened over the course of time already, but I think a lot of us kind of get a little bit worried with new things coming out. But if we think back to CNCs when we were when we had pot and rail CNCs, we had an operator on the machine that was actually coding on the machine. Now we don't have that. We have someone drawing a kitchen, pushing a button, and the software creates the code and sends it to the machine.
Yep.
So, the concept of AI and automatically doing things for us to remove the human necessity to do the mundane tasks, which of course inherently carries mistakes and errors, because that's what humans do, we make mistakes and errors. It's always been something that's been happening over time, right? So that's probably going to naturally progress.
Yep.
Take away the stuff that the human probably doesn't need to be doing to free them up to do the things that only humans can do.
100%.
I think,
and that's why, like when I attend, like all the big shows, like for instance, Ligna, Interzoom, like all the big shows in Europe and even in Asia or sometimes in here, I mean, like we talk a lot about automation, like fully automated, product line and shop floor, because we just want, especially here in Australia, because the labor cost is so expensive, right? So you just want to remove all the human interventions, and that's why it's all about automation, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure that everything is fully automated and
Yeah. Imagine that you can only listen to one concert. It could be a band or it could be an individual artist, and you only get to see one more for the rest of your life. Just one. Could be living or dead. Who do you pick?
it's a tough one.
Easy for me. Iron Maiden
Wow.
for me. Yep.
I would be on board with that as well. What era would you see them in? Because they've gone through some different.
They have gone through a lot. I would say, well, I'm excited to see them when they're coming here at the end of the year. I would say like the later on, because they have access to all of their previous material as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you see them early on, it's going to be exciting and everything and like amazing.
Yeah.
But you are missing out on their whole catalog.
On
And
the
I
new-
think
oh, that's a good way of
their
looking
whole
at it.
catalog is the impressive part.
I guess that's the impressive thing, because they have been making new stuff all along.
They have.
Whereas I think I'd love to see the Rolling Stones.
Yep.
But I'd like to see them in 1960 or 70, not 26, because
Yes.
it's the same stuff with a bunch of old guys on the stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our main goal is really to help, the joinery industry, the cabinet making industry, because at the end of the day, what makes us happy is when we have, a happy customer, a satisfied customer. And what is the most, rewarding part for us is when we see a customer growing. And what we love the most is when a customer is calling us saying, for instance, one customer we have in Queensland is telling us, today, I've been able to put on the CNC.
Yeah, so he just is a growing business and he purchased a machine and went from ordering in the cabinets from like cut to size places and assembling and installing, or doing like the panel saw kind of work, to having a CNC and the volume of work and the increase that he can do now and the business can do, and the growth in the business is really amazing to see. And I think the key for us is like we want to build relationships with our customers, because like with AI automation, like the AI can do a lot of things, but I don't think it can build the relationships.
Doesn't have a brain.
It doesn't have a brain, and
Yeah.
you always want a human to be able to speak to,
Yep.
and you want all of the stuff that can be automated to be automated.
Yeah.
But there's something, I think the key to like business and joinery and pretty much every industry is the human connection and building the relationships.
Sounds to me, because this is the first time we've met.
Yeah.
We've kind of worked in and around each other in the industry, obviously, for quite a while. But learning what I've learned so far about your company and what you do, it sounds to me like you're filling a niche that is totally flexible. Because a lot of businesses, like I said, are now trying to build something different outside of the normal cabinet and joinery thing.
Correct, yeah.
It sounds to me like you're intentionally kind of filling that niche where there's no restrictions. You can, whatever you want to do, you can put it through your software
100%,
and away you go.
So we have, for example, some customers that just process aluminium and do aluminium products, so no wood at all. So it is flexible enough that it can do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last question. How do people contact you if they're listening or watching this podcast and they're going, I think I'd like to learn more? How do they contact you?
So we have different streams. I mean, like they can contact us through our Instagram channel.
Yep.
So we have our main page, which is CAD+T Solution on Instagram, LinkedIn. Our page Instagram is CAD+T Australia.
Yep.
But obviously, if they want to contact me, my name is William Dedella. I mean, like my email can be shared, not an issue at all. But on our website, we have a web form, and they can just put their contact.
Yep.
And again, if they just have one question, if they just want to know more, I mean, like it's not a sales call.
Yep.
It's just to see
Yeah,
how we can potentially help
Sure.
them. That's it, you know. CAD+T-solutions.com.
.com.
Yeah, .com.
No,
It's
no
not-
dot .ie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's great. Thanks for being on the program.
Thanks for having us.
This is
having
fun.
us.
I've
Yes.
learned a lot more about your business, and I'd like to learn more maybe in our next conversation about your ERP system.
Yeah,
That's got
yeah.
my ears perked up a little bit.
For sure, yes.
For sure.
Cool.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Bruce.
Bruce from the Joinery Business Podcast. Peace out.